Hello everyone. Um Today is Friday, June 17th, 2026 at 3:26 p.m. in the afternoon. Excuse me for yawning. So thanks so much to the person who gave me the hotel help. Um so wow, I probably should have stayed on a live stream for like maybe 30 to 5 minutes. 30 to 35 minutes longer. 30 to 45 minutes longer because I think I got off the live stream about 10:30 and somebody helped after 5 minutes finally, and I probably could have or should have stayed on a live stream for longer. And so the bus ended up not coming until like after 11:15 or so. And well, I took one bus and then transferred to another, but I could have took the same one bus, but I went to take one bus and then go somewhere where I could sit down for a bit, and then till the other bus came, and then I finally went to the hotel, and I didn't get there until I almost missed that second bus because they didn't even go all the way into the terminal. But like they try to take shortcuts and stuff. But so I finally was able to get to the hotel and check in. It was after midnight. I was trying very hard to not have to take an Uber or nothing. And so I went and checked in and went upstairs and put my stuff down, inspected and sanitized whatever I needed to. Took my shower, used the bathroom, took my shower, and went to bed. And like the fact that I was forced to have to go at least 10 or 11 days or whatever with no shower. I took like a thorough shower, like, and took me almost an hour, to wash myself, wash my hair, and I try to, I wash my shoes, and I had to hand wash my underclothes. So I didn't get to go to bed until after 2 o'clock. And then I, ended up waking up every hour to go pee, and a little bit, the swelling in my legs went down a little bit, you know. Um, the swelling in my legs went down a little bit, and I was able to get like some relief from my legs. But I was only able to get 5 hours of sleep, like 5 or 6 hours of sleep, and still feeling sleep deprived and tired. And so I didn't get to have breakfast, but thankfully I got a surprise discount on the hotel, and the rest of the funds I used to get something to eat and stuff. So now I got like $3 or something left in the bank, and maybe $1 in cash. And today was the due date for the appeal, for the court date or whatever, for the fake criminal charges. But I just lost hope. And I mean, I wrote a quick letter the other day, and I just felt like I gave up, because I'm like, well, I don't think that I would end up winning the appeal, because if I was supposed to have won the appeal, I probably should have won the regular court case. But it's not about winning or losing. It's about them cheating and being corrupt because they're part of the satanic system. So, see, I can hear them talking out. I was forced to have to go to a different room because another person was in the room that I always go in, and this room is freezing cold. The other room is not nearly as cold. But I'm trying to see if I can get help with more hotel nights. Oh man. I'm trying to see if I can get help with more hotel nights. I haven't checked the hotel prices for today, but and I don't know what weekend events they might have going on. But I'm still trying to see if I can get more hotel nights so the swelling in my legs could go down. And but yeah, I'm still sleep deprived and tired. So I'm also trying to get help with meals too, like dinner and all, like dinner for tonight, breakfast for tomorrow or something. And so I try to call the National Human Trafficking Hotline because the stalkers have been threatening to traffic me, and they follow through with their threats, and they seem like they're serious. And that was the first time in my life I think I ever called the human trafficking hotline. And they turned out to be more brutal, cruel, and worse and unhelpful than a mental health crisis suicide hotline. So they had a young girl, her name was Taylor, that was extremely rude enough that one conversation ruined my whole day. She was rude, abusive, and narcissistic and didn't want to hear what I really had to say. And it's like she had an attitude from the get-go to the point where she triggered my Tourette's. And, she triggered for me to go off on her, and I just hung up. And then I called back trying to get some help. Some hope from maybe if another person could, be helpful and supportive. And the guy he said his name was Cecil, not Cecil, but Cecil. And he seemed a little bit more fake nice, but they both made it like as if I was wasting their time calling. And he tried to lie and say that gang stalking has nothing to do with human trafficking. He tried to make it like as if they're totally unrelated. And they try to make it like I'm wasting their time, and they will act like they were wondering what I was calling for. And I'm trying to get help. I don't know what services y'all supposedly offer, but I didn't know what I was supposed to do, but I thought I would call them. I thought that they would, give me guidance or point me in the right direction on, how to put the stalkers to a stop or something like that, But there are websites that talk about how gang stalking and human trafficking go together, So, like the young girl, Taylor, like she said, "How are you forced homeless?" Like, like, it's like, well, why are you volunteering to work a trafficking hotline? You must be a communal narcissist. A communal narcissist. That's, you're not really here to help, but you want to control and hurt people more. People that's already hurting you, kick them down even harder. So I did more research and digging, and they had people who were saying that calling up the human trafficking hotline is useless. It's just like they say, it's a waste of time or useless to call the mental health crisis hotline. And then some people say it's a bunch of kids answering the phones for the human trafficking hotline, and a bunch of teenagers. And other people are saying that that the people that you're talking to on a human trafficking hotline are actual traffickers, because that's how the government operates. So it's like, when you're targeted, and they said that the FBI and the fusion centers and stuff, that the FBI funds gang stalking. Well, why run to them for relief? I've contacted the people trying to say, well, you're not a real TI if you don't contact the FBI or contact the Library of Congress and write to them and this and that, whatever. Well, I've done my part. I try to report to the FBI and got zero response. Nothing. Cops won't help. They won't help, But what is, I'm like, well, if y'all the human trafficking hotline, what are y'all here for? Y'all the ones that's wasting our time, because y'all telling us how that we could come to y'all, for help about being trafficked. And it seemed like the moment I mentioned gang stalking, they got angry. It angered them. But I'll never call the human trafficking hotline again. So when you go in person or online to receive help about being raped or whatever, they have other women that will oppress you. Like, I remember when I got raped by the Freemason. I hate to even bring that up or mention that, but I remember that RAINN Network was the workers, the fake volunteers or whatever, were very oppressive, and I kind of forgot what she told me. But another person I saw online said that they contacted the RAIN Network, and that the RAIN Network had basically laughed over the phone, laughed in their face over the phone, So, like, it's been a while since I called the mental health crisis hotline. When I'm in the emotional crisis, I just try to, come online and vent on YouTube about, what's making me unhappy or whatever, But, and they had this narcissistic control freak, fake TI perp, on Twitter that tried to ask me how I was doing. I said the gang stalkers were getting worse. And her response was, just ignore the fuck out of them. I blocked her because she don't know what the hell I'm going through, So, yeah. So I was trying to say that, that job opportunity for one of the restaurants I would frequently eat at. It's now Friday, and I think I contacted them last Saturday or last Sunday. I still never got a response. So they must not want or need any extra workers or nothing, or maybe they know who I am and they want to discriminate against homeless. But yeah, I heard that. I thought it was just me, and I didn't realize that that basically, if you call the mental health crisis hotline or 988 or whatever, I heard that basically, I figured that, it seemed like they want you to say, yeah, I'm suicidal. even if you're not and you just need somebody or want somebody to talk to. And I heard that they get bonuses for anybody who they could get locked up in a mental institution. But I never got locked up in a mental institution from all those times I called the mental health crisis hotline. But when I called the mental health crisis hotline, they would be abusive, oppressive, narcissistic, rude perps, you know. So on extremely rare occasions, I could get somebody that that would be nice and listen to me, you know. But they'll try to make it like as if I'm stealing everybody's time or wasting resources or this or that or whatever, you know. But I'm homeless. I'm sorry. I'm tired of being homeless, and you know, it's taking a toll on me, and they're blocking me from getting a job, and they're blocking me from getting housing. And if I do get stabilized housing or a job, they're gonna run me off and put me back at square one. Now, if the stalkers would leave me alone while I'm live streaming, you know, maybe after a couple of months, if they leave me alone and let me live stream, I could earn enough that I wouldn't have to ask for donations and I could just simply talk to y'all. But they're keeping me down. They're keeping me suppressed and oppressed, you know, and they attacked and harassed me the entire time I was live streaming, and all the attacks stopped. Last night, all the attacks stopped once the live streaming was over. And they're back to going back to tagging potential new supporters. And then if the supporter donates to me anyway and don't listen to the satanic stalkers, then the stalkers attack them and call them a fool, and they start to attack and stalk and harass them too until they could succeed at getting them to join the fake red triangle cult. They don't realize they're damaging so many souls. Even people like one of the ladies from the day before yesterday was supposedly a solid Christian, and it seemed like she was a Hispanic lady. I don't remember her name, and she was going to donate, but she obviously listened to the stalkers they're trying to traffic and stuff like that. But yeah, the human trafficking hotline, they will be abusive, rude, oppressive, and try to be narcissistic and gaslight you and make you feel like worthless or whatever. And they try to say that, oh, are we just here to find people a shelter, like a homeless shelter or some legal help? Well, I mean, we can't call you to tell you our story, or, you know, you won't believe or listen to us, you know. And then the young girl, Taylor, was trying to tell me that what I was going through was not human trafficking. And the stalkers themselves try to lie and say Candy is not being trafficked. Well, y'all are dead serious about the so-called Vietnam jokes. And yesterday, or no, it was the day before yesterday, they were making jokes about rice. You know, because the stalkers talking about sex trafficking me and labor trafficking me to a rice field in Vietnam. And they're talking about going to City Hall of New Orleans and obtaining legal guardianship over me. Now, how you going to be a guy in his 20s and be younger than me and talk about guardianship? I never heard of an adult having another guardian. I heard children having a guardian, but not an adult. And then they'll try to, you know, be abusive and narcissistic and lie and say that I mismanage my my social security check. If I did, it ain't your business. Leave me alone. I don't know you. Y'all are stalkers. Y'all are criminals. Y'all don't have anybody's best interest at heart. These internet stalkers trying to control and enslave people, like, you know, these racist young white guys trying to make an older black woman their satanic sex slave. And as I said, they're trying to get into all of my accounts. These internet strangers, I don't owe y'all. They hide their face and they hide their name, their real name. They hide their identities. So you don't have to. If why you feel like you don't have to tell me your real name or show me what your face look like, but then you demand that I show you my bank account information? You're an internet stranger. I don't owe you. I don't have to tell you nothing. You know, and why would I do videos sitting here lying? When they're lying, the same ones doing the trafficking and stalking, they're the ones who lie and say that I'm not being trafficked or stalked and that I'm the one stalking and harassing people. So, but I mean, if I were not targeted, I could have gotten so much more out of the way as far as my writings go. And the jail and court situation set me back even further than the homeless situation by itself. That I'm being held back on my writings and just stuck in survival mode. My writings could be better grammar and more effective if I weren't under constant attack. They have suppress and shadow ban. You know, it seems like the majority of my videos, I don't get any comments, and if I do, they be like smart ass, disrespectful, narcissistic, or perp comments, and only a very small percentage of them being supportive. You know, and yesterday on my video, yesterday afternoon, I don't know if people got mad at me, but I got like, as of now, over 350 views and only 6 thumbs up, but probably 50 something thumbs down on that video from yesterday afternoon. And I was wondering, what did I do wrong, or what did I say wrong that I got such a low amount of thumbs up? And I'm like, where are my supporters at? You know. But as I said, once I got the hotel room, some of the pressure had went down some. But if I gotta be back on the streets tonight, then the swelling will go back up, you know. But I have to see about if I could get a job first. If I can get a job opportunity, then that could help me towards trying to get my own place again, you know. But they are suppressing me. Yesterday morning, I went to a cafe, and I accidentally fell out of a chair and the chair broke. And I don't know if I'm allowed back at that restaurant, but I didn't do anything but sit in the chair like normal, you know. But maybe I was too big for that chair. I felt really embarrassed. And last night I nearly slipped again. I nearly slipped. My seborrheic dermatitis has come back really bad. Like I got a lot of bad dandruff. You know. But I'm upset that it looks like emails that I had for 15 years. Like one email account I probably had since as early as like maybe 2008. And it's been almost 20 years and I have to be forced to you know, I mean, they're trying to force me to have to get rid of all of my email addresses and start everything from you know how inconvenient that is? And when my, they illegally flood my email accounts with useless information, then I'm forced to have to take like 2 hours a day to unsubscribe and block so that I could be able to see the important messages of, you know, real people sending me real information of real things that I need, you know. So when I buy a bus pass and need a receipt, how is that not important business important business email? They think that nothing of my life isn't important. And who's an 18-year-old child to determine that for a 42-year-old woman? These are internet strangers trying to coerce unwanted contact in my life, stalking, following, harassing, threatening, and spreading lies. And they worship the devil. And they're trying to demand that I submit to them and do what they say. They don't have the right to get my email addresses and phone numbers and clog up emails, calls, text messages. Just what's wrong with y'all? And y'all say something's wrong with me. Y'all, I mean, and they were using my emails to try to sign up for Cash App, and trying to break into my Venmo, trying to break into my Ko-fi, trying to break into my PayPal. And if I was lying, I wouldn't be saying all this. And then I got documentation, I got proof. I showed y'all proof, and y'all still think Candy's lying, or they got another fake smear campaign lying story to doctor up. They're the crazy ones. They're the liars. You know, they're the crazy ones, and they're the liars. They're the ones that's committing fraud, stealing from people. Sticky ought to be one of the last people on this earth to have any conservatorship over anybody. Because Sticky doesn't seem like he is wise or mature himself. And I can't believe how many people follow him. He's immature. He's childish. You know, and I don't even know him. I don't. A lot of these stalkers, I don't know them. That they get paid to ruin your life and expect you to go hungry and die. You know, so I mean, trying to think about, I don't know what I can do to better myself, improve myself. I know what my situation is. So some outside internet stranger cannot tell me what's best for me when they don't know my struggles. Shut the hell up. So yeah, these stalkers are like a rat infest. These gang stalk, the online stalkers and in person, dealing with them is like a rat and roach infestation. It's like a rat and roach infestation that you can't get rid of. And yet they call me the parasite. They stalk and harass me and won't stay off my page and won't leave me alone, yet calling me a parasite. Why won't you stalkers be happy for me if I did get a $60,000 a year job? If I got a job with that and got my own place, got my own housing or whatever, you would try to destroy that and you wouldn't be happy and you wouldn't be satisfied. You wouldn't be like, oh, I'm glad Candy's not begging. Oh, great, she got 2027 Chevy, whatever car or whatever. Oh, Candy moved into a new place. Oh, I'm happy for her. Nope, they attack, and as soon as I get something good or like housing or something, they threaten to take it away. They harass me, tell me, go get a job. And then when I get a job, they be threatening to take it away. And they actually call up the employer, call up the manager and tell them lies. Like the last job I had with Piccadilly, they were lying to the manager and saying that, oh, Candy molested her niece, Raven, and this and that, whatever. They actually called up my job and bragged about how they called up my job saying that. Fake Damnesia even had a video of where he called up the Piccadilly job and lied on me. And my twin sister was on the other end recording her. She did a video recording herself laughing. Why would you do that? I mean, if someone would have touched your child, you would not laugh. That's not funny. And I don't want to hear that fake ass to laugh to keep from crying. No, you know you're lying. So there's an itchy bump right here. I don't know if it's an acne bump. But I can't even get to take care of myself like I'm supposed to, But I'm angry that the stalkers won't allow me to earn a living through YouTube and my writings and stuff. And they try to say, oh, you living like this is unsustainable. Are you gonna be begging on YouTube for the next 10 years? If I am, it ain't your business. But if I do YouTube videos and live stream and y'all don't sabotage my support, my channel could grow. But they so busy trying to get it wrongfully shut down. But my channel could grow. And if I earned like a few thousand per month, I wouldn't have to depend on donations or Social Security. But they're just upset about the truth being spoken and exposed. That's what that is. But yeah. Both of my feet went numb. And I've been thirsty this afternoon. It's warm. But I feel like I can't wait till another opportunity to get to go swimming again. you know. Yeah. So I need help with trying to get help with dinner tonight and breakfast tomorrow, and also trying to get help with like a couple of more hotel nights. And the stalkers lie and say that I get over 9,000 per month from YouTube AdSense. They don't have any proof of that. I only get a couple of hundred per month. On rare occasions, I've gotten like a few hundred, but most of the time it's like a couple of hundred. And all I'm able to spend it on is like maybe 1 or 2 hotel nights, and then like my toiletries and like a couple of meals. That's it. And not even luxury meals, you know, just like standard meals that I would eat every day, you know. But this morning they didn't have breakfast at that hotel, so I didn't have breakfast, but I had lunch, you know. And unfortunately it didn't get to be, you know, healthy or nutritious. I was forced to have to eat like processed cheap junk, you know, that make my body feel weighed down and lack physical energy, you know. But so I'm gonna get off here. Like I need more rest. I'm gonna get off here. I'm thirsty. I'm gonna get me some more water to drink. I love y'all, and I'll try to see y'all later.